Hey Lilies, welcome to my Hive strategy guide for Bedwars. I'm currently a top 100 leaderboard player this month, though I don't think that will last very long. And I have roughly an 80% win rate, so I thought I'd just give some tips for how I approach playing games to win. The first step that you've just seen is knowing what map you want to vote for. So I actually have a video ranking every Hive Bedwars map from a couple weeks ago, and a lot of the ones toward the top of that ranking are maps that I would consider really good for grinding. Those include Aero, Tourist, like I'm on right now, Library, Castle, similar maps. So the first step is waiting for 5 iron, obviously, but don't buy a sword. Buy wool, and use whatever bridging method you feel comfortable with, but ideally a fairly quick one. Collect just 1 diamond, go back and upgrade your generator. You want to do that as fast as possible because you're going to be collecting iron during this entire phase where you're getting an extra 2 diamonds. As you can see, my first rush hasn't made it to diamonds yet, so I waited for an extra diamond, and now I can collect this gold and iron, organize it into specific slots in my inventory. I also have a video on how it is that I organize my own inventory. You want to cover the bed with concrete, but don't use up all of your blocks. It's completely unnecessary. You can save 8 and they can come in very useful later on, especially as they take longer for your opponents to break, so you can use them in traps and things. You can see me now taking advantage of this guy's generator so that I can get enough blocks to then bridge to middle. No need to use my own resources, and I've already covered my bed with concrete, so I don't need to go back there. So because I'm coming to middle a little later than I might otherwise have done, I'm going to wait for 3 emeralds on each generator. You can go for just 8, that's enough to get a jet booster and, a safety pearl if you want, or just save 2. But I tend to prefer waiting for 12 if there's no one else coming to middle. And I always collect them in this way, so I go to the generator second closest to my base, because it means that you get back to your base slightly quicker. It just saves a couple extra seconds. The reason I prefer getting 12 emeralds usually is it gives enough time for your generator to give you enough gold for iron armor, and it also allows you to get both a diamond sword and a jet booster, and now you are pretty much set to go around rushing every single other player in the game, and you should be more stacked than most of them at this point. Towards the end, when you're against sort of the last 2, you might find your gear isn't giving you quite as much of an advantage over other players. I believe in this game he hits me off here? How does he hit me off? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there he does. So I actually had to use up my jet booster and perform a little clutch there. Always try and save, when you're being rushed, or when you don't really need to and you have enough blocks, always try and save your jet booster durability just in case you have to perform those sorts of clutches. You never know when it's going to happen. So I'm actually going to prioritize, in not very long in this game, getting another jet booster, because I'm not kidding, it really is the make or break of winning most games in Bedwars this season. It's just the meta. He actually logs out, so I can chill, get jet booster, and after a jet booster, the second most important item, at least in my playstyle, and especially if you're a fellow controller player or someone that's not brilliant at melee, is a bow. You really want to get a bow, especially towards the end of the game. It'll just give you an advantage, and it's probably the most effective item in countering the jet booster. I mean, nothing really counters it, but it's probably one of the most effective items. This guy suddenly wakes up when I start hitting him. So that was a fairly typical average game. And next, to contrast that game, we have a round that I played on Library, which is probably my second favourite map just after Aero. This is a very good map for getting to each of the islands without having to use so many blocks. And it's also quite a comfortable map for PvP, clutching, that sort of thing. It's just very nicely laid out. So you'll see I actually jump bridge on this map. I tend to use slightly different bridging methods depending on the map and depending on my mood or how warmed up I am. Sometimes, you know, I kind of just spam bridge. Other times I do this. So you can see my first rush this time came and got a diamond. First thing I'm going to want to do is kill them and take that diamond. And now you'll see, because I broke their bed before they could respawn, I actually have a lot of blocks, and instead of going back to place concrete on the bed this time, I'm going to take advantage of the earlier opportunity to go to middle. So there won't actually be as many emeralds spawn just yet. I'll only get 8, because I believe I don't wait until there's 12 in this round. We'll see in a minute. The benefit of doing this is it means I get the jet booster sooner, and it means I can start rushing sooner. Though I won't have the diamond sword, so you might want to wait for those extra 3 diamonds, 3 emeralds rather, like I did in the previous round, if you just need that security diamond sword to deal extra damage to your opponents. But I'm feeling fairly confident. I'm pretty experienced in Bed Wars, though I actually get kind of owned there because he has the chain armor. So I'm gonna let him hit me a few times and make sure that I save my jet boosters. Don't just waste them and spam the jet booster. Be very strategic in your use. And I managed to bait him out there. Almost 4. But once again, because I'm using the jet booster strategically and saving them, I'm able to clutch a lot of the time. And I'm able to escape situations when, you know, PvP situations when they don't go exactly how I hoped. Miss a hit there, but once again I'm going to try and break the bed before I kill them, because that way they won't respawn. You know, just saving yourself time. Don't always try and do that. I mean, if they are really comboing you and you're going to die trying to break the bed before you kill them, just kill them first. But in general, it will make your life easier if they're not great at the game and you do it in that order. He actually buys iron armor. I have to run here. One of the benefits of learning to jump bridge is being able to run away quickly like that. He jumps around the side. Once again, saved all my jet booster durability. It gets you out of so many situations. Yeah, this is fairly standard. Just me rushing around, breaking beds, getting that XP, securing my advantage over the other players as the only person that can still respawn, for now at least. Yeah, that's a cool little maneuver there. This is a very typical game for me. Once again, getting the bow. Number 1 thing to prioritise getting. Don't bother with golden apples unless you're really low and you don't want to jump off to reset your health, which I'm aware, you know, if you don't want to ruin your kill to death ratio, or if you don't want to... Yes, so here I'm being mindful of the fact there's 2 people and I don't know whether that other person is going to come up behind me and try and engage in the fight, so I'm trying to be very mindful of my surroundings. I can see he's just collecting more emeralds, so we're all good. That player's now out, so I can absolutely focus the last guy. You could alternatively here take some time to go and, you know, get more resources, get to full health, but in general in this game, I think that speed and not allowing other players time to gather resources is almost always the best option, unless you know you're at a gear disadvantage. Just always prioritise ending the game quickly. He's actually dealing more damage than me here, because he's got the diamond sword, I've got the iron sword. I'm mindful of that. Always pay attention to whether you're dealing damage as fast as receiving damage. Very, very important to spot that. So anyway, that was just 2 fairly typical games from an average grinding session of mine on Bed Wars. Hope that my tips and breakdown of how I play has been useful. Let me know if it helps you win any games. Hope you have a great day.